Hey, welcome tonight. Before I get into Teremark Electrical Group, I want to talk about the business zone. It's near and dear to my heart. Judy came to me. Judy and I are business partners. I actually kind of said something one day that I didn't think about the context of it, but I was in front of a large networking group and I just kind of blurted out, I jumped into bed with Judy Tebow. And then so her husband Stan and I became really good friends after that, because he invited me over for whiskey and a cigar, and I think there was a gun hidden somewhere, but he was just, yeah, anyhow. What I meant was business, and so what I want to talk about is next level real quick. I want to give them props. Judy does a fantastic job. If you have a small business in here, I want to tell you about a tool that she utilizes that is just absolutely fantastic, okay? It's called the predictive index, the PI we call it. You want to use it because, in my case, if I want to hire a journeyman electrician, which is really, really hard for us to find right now, she will build a profile for a journeyman electrician. By the way, being the keynote speaker at the end, it's supposed to be 10 minutes, but that's kind of a joke. No. So I'm taking a couple of minutes to prop Judy. But she'll build a profile for a journeyman electrician, and then we can bring her people, and she'll put them through the PI, and we can see if they match the profile so that you don't make a bad hire. There's nothing worse than a bad hire. Believe me, I've made plenty of bad hires in my time. So anyhow, Judy utilizes that tool, and if you hire her for no other reason than to use the PI, it is well worth your money. So Next Level Consulting does a fantastic job. When we bought this space, we were like, man, it's really kind of big. We don't really need all this space. And we're talking to Judy, and Judy's like, man, I have this vision, I have this passion for helping people that have small businesses that can't afford a space. And so the business zone is just a great utilization of your money if you want to have a place. And I'll tell you one reason that would be really worth your time and your money. I'm a small business owner. Every once in a while, no matter what you do, you're going to have a grumpy customer. They have your home address. You don't want that. Have them have this address, have a mailbox here, have a space here where you could. It's super cost effective and it's super helpful for you as a small business owner. So if for no other reason than the PI and a remote mailbox, sign up. And I got a feeling, I already know this, the thing is taken off, people are catching on, and there's already a Business Zone 2.0 in the making, so you better get your space here if you're in the Hayden area. So.
Seems to be the rumor.
That's the rumor. That's the rumor. So anyhow, special thanks to Judy, special thanks to Stan.
I'm gonna call him Jan.
John, Jacques, whatever. I'm sorry.
I love it, Jan.
Special thanks to them. Great business partners, great people. Networking is so important, and they are so well networked. Probably above everything. So. Again, welcome tonight to our grand opening. It's been a fantastic day. We've had so many people come through. It's been super exciting to see this. Networking is so important for our businesses. And so glad to see you here. Thank you for coming out tonight. And so with that, I'm going to move on to Teremark Electrical Group.
Hey,
hate when that happens.
Jan, pipe down.
Yeah. So what is Teremark? So Tera, the Tera in Tera is Teresa. She's my wife. She's Asian, so we're minority woman owned. Okay. And then I'm Mark. I get to be the Mark part of it. So I'm the vice president of sales and everything else. She's fantastic in the sense that she knows all the tax strategies, the laws, all that kind of stuff. She handles all the admin side of it. And for the most part, I manage the crews. I manage the sales. And then over here, I know it's kind of hard to see because it's just kind of a small screen, but Bailey, we call her Boo. She's our dog. She's our little mascot. She's a rescue. Very, very sad story how we came across her, but she is just so fun. If you ever come over to our house, I say this about her, she can't control her liquor. She will slobber all over you. She will give you this snarl, like kind of a Sheryl Crow look, but she's just saying, I love you. She just loves people. She can't get enough of people. So I want to talk about my other loves, a few pictures here. I am a father of two boys. This is Caleb, he's one of our apprentices. This is Josh. Josh is married. And so I'm a grandpa. And I just love the way they already got it going. This is Grandpa's idea. This is little Cohen. We're doing the Christmas thing over at the boardwalk. I have a real love for this car right here. Funny story. I love hot rods and whatever. I'm an American muscle car kind of guy. My son Caleb sold his truck, and he was going to get a new car. And for 6 months during COVID, he couldn't find a car. Dealers are really jerking him around. And so that car's a stick shift and he can't drive it. So I went out test driving with him. I loved the car. He could see the smile on my face. He took his money, over $13,000, and put it down on that car for me. Called me up later that day and said, come get your car, Dad. And I'm like, what? Because you find out a lot about your kids in moments like this. So he's a great kid. Josh is fantastic. We love him to death. His wife, Nicole, beautiful couple. Love to golf. And I will be honest with you and say this, I love Jesus. I'm not a good disciple, I'm trying. Got a lot of way to go on that, but I do love him. He's the basis for everything that we do. So what are we as far as a company? So that's who we are, but what do we do? We are a contractor. I don't like the word, it's kind of a dirty word in our modern day. It's like contractors seem to always fail to show up on time, they don't answer their phones, those kind of things. We really try to go above and beyond. We try to be the yes people. We try to be the people that, yes, we can do that. Just got a phone call literally within an hour of a little old lady that bought an electric car. Who knew? And she needs it hooked up. We're going to go out on a Saturday and hook it up. We're not going to charge her overtime, any of that kind of stuff. Just going to go do it. We do generators. We do industrial, commercial, solar. We love solar. We've won Idaho's best solar company the last 2 years in the Panhandle region because we do it kind of differently. We fixed this. I don't know if you can really see it. Somebody shot a screw right through the wire. That was a general contractor we work with. We were there, we did some work, we left. The homeowner was mad at us. She goes, ever since you were here, my kitchen outlets don't work anymore. So we went back, did a little investigation, and found out that the general contractor shot a screw right through the wire. We fix those kind of things. We try to do whatever people need. We try to be yes and take care of things. But what have we done? So Stan mentioned in the intro, we are the only, and I'm really, really proud of this, we are the only preferred trade ally partner with Avista. You look up above these lights right here. We changed these lights out well before it was cool. The landlord here, we did all of his properties. If you leave tonight and you drive by Robideau Buick, that's another reason why I put this picture right here. I'm really, really happy from this. If the lighting thing doesn't work, I told Mr. Robideau, John Robideau, I said, I have a future in sales. I called on him for 6 years to win this job. Our guys are out there right now working on Robideau Buick, changing out all their lightings. John Robideau was the last guy in town to convert to LED. But we are Avista's only trade ally. That is a golden crown. They don't choose that easily. And so we have a special access to rebate money. If you have a business and you need to upgrade your lighting, we can do that. And in most cases, it's almost free because they take the existing rebate money and they put grant money with it. So we can really save you a ton. As I mentioned, we're Idaho's best solar company in the Panhandle region for the last 2 years, partly because of the way that we do it. Schweitzer Mountain Resort, we got their retrofit. Their CEO kicked that one down the road for about 5 years. We finally got it. City of Coeur, we do a lot of their work. We'll be retrofitting the libraries. We've been doing a lot of the shops, a lot of the places in town. And as we mentioned earlier, we have retrofitted all of the community library for Kootenai County. One of the things that we toss around in our business is the Teremark difference. What's the Teremark difference? Well, it kind of comes back to this. Teddy Roosevelt said, nobody cares how much you know till they know how much you care. We're a guiding values-based company. A lot of electricians were running around and they're doing electrical work. We've really taken a careful approach. We work with Next Level Consulting. We really try to build a solid, sustainable business with guiding values. Well, what are guiding values? And I can tell you this right now tonight. If you don't have guiding values and you're a small business owner, you're in deep weeds. Okay, because here's what happens. Economic storms come along, things come along, and if you don't have guiding values, they're the compass with which you drive your business. And so all of our decisions that we make, we try to point back to our guiding values. And these are our guiding values. Number one is the customer. Customers are the focus of everything we do. The way we say it in our business is the customer signs our paycheck. And if we don't have a happy customer, well, we don't have much. And I don't know if you've noticed, but customer service died during COVID. It just died. You know, you go in and you get a bad meal and you tell the manager, he's like, at least we got staff here today. You know, it's kind of like one of those things. The other thing that we talk about, the second guiding value, is excellence. What we strive to do is not good. We want excellence. We push ourselves to be harder, better than the other guys. We try to prove that what we do, we don't cut corners, we don't use cheap material, we do the very best that we can for people. The other thing, or we want the best in class, is what we say, the highest standard. Okay. The third guiding value we have is community. We want to understand it's not just Hayden, it's not just Post Falls, it's not Coeur d'Alene. It's the electrical inspector. It's Columbia Electric Supply. It's Consolidated. It's everybody that we work with. We want to have great relationships with, including what most people call employees. We don't refer to as employees. We refer to as stakeholders, shareholders in our business. We want them to have the best experience. It's all part of a greater community. Of course, the community is the community, but we're talking about the whole electrical industry and what we do. We really focus on that, and we want everything to be done with us being interested. We are the oasis in the industry. When an employee comes to Teremark, they're just like, wow, we've never experienced this before. When we drive away from your job site, we want your jaw to be hanging down and go, wow, we didn't know the electrical work could be this good, this great. So the fourth guiding value we have is integrity. The conduct of our company must be in a manner that reflects honesty, sincerity, concern, and caring for others, while striving to achieve the highest ethical standards as set forth by God and men. We're not ashamed of that. It has to be a standard. There has to be a rule. Integrity is a standard. And we don't want people to wonder, where do we stand? Are they honest? Are they good people? We want that to just shine with us. So here's the thing, fifth guiding value, not ashamed of it, it's profitability. We have to run a business that is sustainable so that we can continue to serve our community. We're not ashamed of that. We're not shy of that. We even tell our employees that sometimes they look at our $95 an hour service charge, or our rate, or our $85 service charge, and they go, wow, it seems like a lot of money to show up. It's just like, no. What we call it is the principle of the fruit tree. If you have a fruit tree planted in your yard that's producing fruit, nobody gets mad that it's drinking water. Nobody gets mad that it's taking nutrients out of the soil. Why? Because it's producing fruit for others. And that's what we say, we have to have a sustainable business model. We have to be profitable. And here's the thing, folks. We put that on our employees. We say, you work on your efficiencies. You work on doing things well so that there aren't go-backs, that there aren't other things like that. Put a lot of pressure on ourselves. We want to obtain a modest profit, not out of greed, but so that we can continue to serve our community. Here's another thing. We believe that if we do guiding values 1 through 4, number 5 is a byproduct of it, okay? So that's a lot about us. We really strive to be different. That's the Teremark difference. We want to be the best contractor in town. We want you to have a lot of confidence when you use us. Arby's used this statistic years ago. They said if you have a bad experience at an Arby's restaurant, you will go and tell 8 people. If you have a good experience, you won't tell anyone, because that's what you expected. Okay? So we take that stuff to heart. We want you to have a great experience with us. The other thing we say is Starbucks doesn't sell coffee. Starbucks sells an experience. Okay, you go in. I am convinced that every Starbucks I go to, that barista wants to marry me. I mean, it's just, hey, honey, how you doing? Here's your coffee. Like, my wife doesn't do that, you know. So it's an experience. When we drive away and the dust is behind that Teremark van or that Teremark truck, we want you to go, wow, that was really impressive. So that is the Teremark difference, and I think I probably used up my time. Again, I want to tell you thank you for being here, whether you were a vendor or a visitor. What a great day. This is so good and just so fun and fantastic, and I just really appreciate you being here. I don't know, I probably well overspent my time, but somebody come take this mic from me before I...